Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to an episode of Top Tier Talk with the OGs. We are all back now, so welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be doing EPL transfer list above the value of 50 million. So every player who's been bought into any club at any time for the value of 50 million. So as you can see, we've got Aubameyang, Fernando Torres, all the likes of everyone who's worth, well, probably not worth it anymore, but who actually got bought for 50 million plus. Amir, like the representation of AA bowlers?
Yep. Got to be done.
Right, boys, let's get straight into it then. First of all, about my block
Right,
clot, yeah.
Before we start, I've just got something to say. There is a little Easter egg. There is an Easter egg in this video. If anyone finds it, I'll be very proud of you.
An Easter egg?
That was it.
Let me search for
There's an Easter egg in this video. Not a literal one, but there is an Easter egg. Search for all. No, there is an Easter egg. So or anyone. I'll tell you at the end of the video, but if one of you find it, I'll be very, very.
It's going to be like it about.
Okay, that was it. We can
first of all, EPL transfers list. Top tier, good value, average, underperformed, or stinker. Aubameyang, about my blood clot young. You know what I mean? My brother. Where are we putting this guy? For me,
let us speak.
Good value. For me, I think he's been quality for us.
I'd agree with that.
He's been quality for us since he's been 50 million. Like, I mean, there's nothing more, nothing less. He's not like a top like 150 million worth, but then he's not worth like 20 million like a stinker. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's been really good value for us. Anyone else disagree? Or anyone else agree?
Wait, how much was Aubameyang?
I think it was in the 60 region.
Wasn't he like 50 mil?
I find it surprising you found good value. I think you've won a trophy, and just because of that, and he won you that trophy, I put him top tier. For Arsenal, if it was like Man United signing Aubameyang and he's achieved this, for your standards, I think he's done what he needed to do. So I put him top tier.
I'm just thinking though.
Maybe this year's form is what probably making El go.
It's not even. No, I'm not even basing it off this year. It's just simply, I don't know. It's just not like that kind of. It's just, I don't know. For me,
I'd put him high end, good value.
I would probably put him top of good value if he's not top tier.
Put him top good value at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, at the minute. We'll chat to it anyway.
We can change it. Yeah.
We can update
Next up, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Go on, Shavez, you start us off. Is he worth 50 mil?
No. To be worth 50 million, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a United fan, but what I'm about to say, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not really very good at football. He's not good with the ball, which is what is required of a footballer. You can say he's improving this and that, but it's Man United, and we're technically one of the biggest clubs in the world. I hope you all agree with that.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka is not a right back who's going to win us the league if we want to be what we want to be, which is a team dominating Europe. I would say average or underperformed, one of those two.
Yeah, I'd probably say average as well. It's not like a proper, like, as you'd say, perfect kind of right back signing. Like, let's say, for example, João Cancelo came into Man City and he's transformed that right back role. Do you know what I mean? He kind of booted out Kyle Walker, and he's been quality ever since. So I'd put him in top tier. But for example,
Wan-Bissaka, he's like a terrible footballer. He's horrific on the ball, but he makes up for it by being a very good defender.
Yeah.
That's what my problem with you is.
He balances it out, so it's a bit weird.
This is my problem. That's what a right back's first job is, to defend, and I think he's probably one of the best defenders. Right backs.
At Man United, you expect the defender to also be attacking. If it was Crystal Palace, he was perfect there. But for us, we need someone who can attack with the ball. I don't know. But then, I wouldn't put him anything above average. He's not good value.
But with Trent, then you see the attacking side, and we see the lack of defensive attributes compared.
Is that the Easter egg? You just putting him top
tier? That's what you said, but I'm actually considering. I think he is top tier. I'm just thinking about it now. I'll probably
change it.
Yeah.
All right. What are we saying there for Wan-Bissaka?
I'd put him at average in my opinion.
I would say average. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she was Bruno.
Underperformed.
Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, I want to hear from the rest of you, because obviously I'm going to say top tier.
Top tier.
If there was one above top tier, I'd put him there.
Nah, you joke, man. You're on about.
I'd say top tier penalty taker. Yeah.
Yeah. Di Maria for Man United. This man is so good wherever he goes, but Man United, he was an absolute fucking stinker. Who else is going to disagree with me on that?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It
Absolutely.
just didn't work.
Maybe bottom underperformed. Maybe bottom underperformed because he did have his moments, but he said himself
That he was such a stinker for Man United. For Real Madrid, for PSG, he was quality. But for Man United,
he had
What?
one moment, that chip against Leicester. That's it. I
Yeah.
can't,
Leicester, yeah.
Why do you not think it worked out for him, Chavez? Do you think it
we
was?
had a manager who's anti-football, so players like him couldn't express themselves. So you saw Martial was essentially a left back with Louis van Gaal. I think a player like him would not, even Ozil under Van Gaal would not work. It's kind of like that. So Di Maria, no chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty set on Di Maria. Only at Manchester United, he was a stinker. How much did you buy him for again? Was it like 65 mil?
65.
Wow.
Jesus. What are you saying, boys? Dan, Nick, and Amir?
Yeah, it has to be stinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with stinker. I'd say if not, he'd have to be maximum bottom end of underperform.
Yeah.
He'd even It was one season gone. It didn't work out. Just stinker.
Not even what Chavez said. One game, the United Leicester, it was at 5-3, whatever it was.
Nice.
And we lost.
So he goes to underperformed for one game.
And we lost that game. So
Shavez, the next one. Man United, put him out the bag. He got too much money.
Man United, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think
trying to get him out of the way.
A player that his only trait is running fast and stamina should not be anything above. Well, he shouldn't be an average. He should be underperformed, I think. 50 million. We're talking about 50 million for this guy.
Oh yes, I actually forget that.
Think about the money.
50 whole million.
So yeah,
Could have bought Kieran Tierney twice.
He's close to stinker, but he brought it up at the start of the season, so he's gone up for me. It's underperformed. Well done, Fred.
What about you boys? What do you think?
Yeah, I say underperformed.
Yeah, I'd agree with Shavez.
Yeah, I think he's not really lived up to it. He's had his moments where he does a job where you kind of sit him there just to, as I say, do a job. Like he just sits there, does nothing, and runs everywhere. Perfect. Okay, but you're not really good enough to kind of sit there and do like a Patrick.
You can't play 1 or 2 touch football, can he, Shavez?
If he was successful, he could be defensive mid by himself, and we'd be stable, but we're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Completely agree. Yeah, underperformed. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I'm going to put this up here.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
let Nick explain De Bruyne.
Yeah, but I think this is probably one of the easiest ones on the list because it probably is the easiest one on the list because
he is the best midfielder in the Prem right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And has been for the past few seasons.
Oh yeah.
World.
He's been consistently the best.
World.
I think he should be the first in top 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
First.
Oh, is that also a thing?
You could, but
yeah, we could do it like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, put Bruno ahead of it. Yeah. Get Amir out of it.
Amir. 80 million for Kepa.
No, 72.
Oh, is it 72? Was it 80 million euros though, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry.
thanks for doing that justice. Yeah.
Cool.
We bought.
Do you know what? Let me have a quick word about him. I think Kepa has underperformed. I don't think he's a stinker. Well, for the price tag he's had, he's obviously not worth 80 or 72 million. But when you see highlights of him, to be fair to the kid, he's actually a decent keeper. Yeah, he has his moments where he's a bit of a donkey. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's just do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden the ball goes in the back of the net. Yes, that happens a lot. But from time to time when you see him, I don't know, he is on it. You know what I mean? He is a decent keeper, but I don't think he's worth 72 mil. So that's why I think underperformed.
With Kepa, it was obviously a panic buy, wasn't it? Because of the Courtois forcing the move to Real Madrid, but it was a bad buy for sure.
Yeah.
A bad panic buy.
Very, very bad because he's had a few good games, I think,
that's what I'm saying.
Frankfurt in the semi-final of Europa and then a few off games, but he makes a lot of mistakes. And I think his confidence, I think that's what makes keeper that's why they make mistakes. It's lack of confidence with Karras as well. But he's definitely underperformed. And I think he'd be bottom of underperformed. I don't know if you guys would agree.
No, bottom, as Daniel said, it'd be either bottom of underperformed or stinker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is everyone happy with that then? Underperformed for
lost Shavez in the process.
Nah, he's back.
Yeah.
Don't worry about him.
Nope, he's back. He's back.
Your dodgy
No,
connection. What's going on?
Yeah, I just keep getting kicked. Am I in time for Lukaku?
Not yet.
Yeah,
we're
this
just
is your
discussing
turn.
the end of. So wait. Before we go, though, is everyone set on underperform for Kepa?
If you're talking about transfer values, purely transfer values, it'd be Stinker. Performance is, as you said, underperformed.
That's what I'm saying. It's
bottom end of
performance,
underperformed.
more case. It's not. It's like living up to the price tag.
Yeah,
But he's not bad,
yeah,
but he's just
just leave him
underperformed
at-
what his price tag is.
Yeah, leave him where he is.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris, do you agree? Before
I
you
would
move on?
disagree. I
He's
put
just
him
not
Stinker
good.
for his money, but I don't know. So you can, if all of you have said
If we
underperformed,
want to mix the two, just leave him on the bottom. If we're talking about purely values, it's got to be bottom end the Stinker.
No, I'll put him in Stinker if you guys want to. If you guys feel that. I
Just
don't
think
care.
of it. Look who's with him there. Fred hasn't been like the same.
Yeah, but neither
Nah,
is Kepa. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Nick Kepa's not had a bad kind of run. He's just had a few stinkers here and there, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think
Every
he's a
other
bit
game-
more than here and there. Sorry, that's why we replaced.
You better be sorry. No, I'm joking. All right, fine. What should we go then? Stinker or underperform? Quick. I'm gonna go
I vote
underperformed. I'm set on
Stinker.
that. Okay, Chavez Stinker. That's 1-1.
Yeah,
Amir.
let's go Stinker.
Okay, that's 2-1. Amir.
Underperforms.
2-2. Nick's a decider.
I'm saying underperformed.
Underperformed. Okay, underperformed. It sticks. Next up,
Yes.
it's your boy Chavez. Lukaku.
He wasn't too bad. His stats were good for us. He just didn't really fit the system. I think Ollie wanted him
I
out.
think he's average. Average kind of
Because-
like worth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't really expect
That's a good value.
How much was he? 60 mil.
Something like that. 75, something
Whoa.
like 75.
yeah. So
Right.
75, yeah.
75
How
mil.
much you
Yeah.
selling for?
You wouldn't call that good value.
No, I wouldn't call it good value. He didn't really like.
Yeah.
Everyone's taking the piss out of his first touch. Do you know what I mean? Because his first touch was awful. But
He's-
He
yeah.
did score. Like,
yeah, that's he did score. That's
So-
what I'm saying. We're average. Like he's decent. Do you know what I mean? But he's not really
Yeah,
worth
I
75.
think he's in
I'd say
between
put him
average
above,
and
put him above
underperforming.
Wan-Bissaka. Put him above Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
Would you not?
yeah. Put him ahead of Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, in average, yeah.
Slab it.
Do you know what? Any
you
other
can
price
contest.
besides 80 million, and he's good value, but average 80 million is disgusting.
Yeah, I can't believe you paid 80 million for that nose. Look at it. Just look at it. Blimey.
But he is good. He's reliable. He's good in the air. He needs to improve certain
He's just
things.
slow.
but
If he can actually build up them quads and get a bit of speed on him, he's decent.
He's not aesthetically pleasing to watch, but he's a good centre back. His price
Yeah.
ruins him, so it's average.
Average, yeah. Fair enough. So he hasn't really lived up to the 80
Yeah.
million standard. Do you not think?
But I don't think he ever was. I don't think he's capable of that.
Okay. Fair enough.
So it's not his fault.
In,
He didn't
in
ask for
the
80
England,
As-
the
yeah,
England thing.
I think you put it perfectly. If he wasn't any other price apart from 8 million, it'd be a good value.
Oh, Dan, speaking of City, though,
even 50 or 60.
you've missed one out here. Ruben Diaz.
That's a shout, to be fair. I did
65
try.
mil.
I didn't want to just.
I'd
flood
put
it
him
with
in
Man
top
City,
tier,
didn't
Ruben
want
Diaz.
to
Just
flood
very
it.
quickly, boys. For everyone watching, Ruben Diaz top
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to flood it with like loads of the same team.
Yeah, really missed that.
I mean, there are a few City players there, but they
Dan, I'm
have
surprised Troy
bought
Deeney's not here.
more players than there are in South. It'd be top tier. One of the best English penalty takers of all time.
Oh. Right, boys. Anyway, moving on. Morris. Wow.
Yeah.
It's between these two.
Good value.
I-
Good
I
value.
think good value.
I think good value. He's been what? Chavez again. What is going on with his internet? Anyway, we'll continue anyway without him. But yeah, I completely agree, Nick. Good value for Morris. He's solid on the right. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with him. He's just not like. How much was he? How much did you pay for him?
60 mil. I think the only reason I'd say he doesn't make top tier is just because of his slight inconsistency and the fact that he doesn't start every game.
Yeah.
But you're talking about somebody who's won Premier League Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And he's come from Leicester. 60 million is a fair amount, but if you look at what he's done for us, especially in the last 2 seasons, I'd say that he's good value for money.
100%. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think yeah, he's been quality, but he's not been like that top tier kind of worth 60 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Amir?
Yeah, no, I agree with everything Nick said. I think because City have so many wingers, lack of playing time probably stopped him from being in top tier.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's banging them in, isn't he? So
Fair enough. Anyone else? Any of you boys disagree, Dan Chavez?
I'm sure if he played
No,
more,
I'd
he'd be top
agree
tier,
with
but he might be
Yeah.
top tier, and now that he might get more of a chance with
Yeah, that's what- yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
So good value right now.
Good value right now, yeah. Yeah, next one, Nick. Benjamin Mendy.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm going to say underperformed only
Yeah.
because of injuries. And I think, to be fair, I don't actually think ability-wise he's a bad player, but
Yeah.
just purely because of injuries and the fact he cost 55 mil, I'm going to say underperformed.
I'll put him ahead of Kepa as well because I agree. Like due to injuries, he's obviously become a little bit of a donkey. But like at prime, I'd say Benjamin Mendy was quality left back. You kind of relied on him, and then. But how much did you pay for him? How much was he?
I think it was either 55 or 60 mil.
Man, you
Well,
guys are
that's
going
the
out. Look.
That's the season they bought like 4 left back and right backs, like 60 mil each.
That was crazy, honestly. Anyone else watch Shavez? What do you think?
Yeah, I think with Mendy, he's like the opposite of Wan-Bissaka, where he's really good attacking wise, but he's sort of
Shit
got
defending.
deficiencies at the back. So I wouldn't put him stinker just because if we put Wan-Bissaka average, then if I think he played as much as Wan-Bissaka, he'd also be average. So underperforms good.
Yeah, I think so.
Just due to injuries.
Yeah, fair enough. Can I just put this here very quickly?
Yeah. Worst player on this list?
Yep. Oh yeah.
No, then the next one's the worst player.
Oh.
On about.
I'll talk about
How much was Morata? How much even was Morata?
He was 50 mil. 50 on the
He
dot,
was
wasn't he?
around 50 point something, and he was the third choice striker at Real Madrid after Ronaldo and Benzema when we bought him. That's
Can I just
terrible.
say that we spent months as children, when we were in school, we used to compare Lukaku to Morata, and look where they are now. Just opposite
Yeah,
sides.
one's at Juventus and one's at.
Lukaku won.
No, but to be fair though, I'm going to say.
I honestly, I mean, I don't think you can back this man up. I'm afraid he was an absolute
I'm not going
stinker
to.
for
I'm
you.
saying when he did first join, he wasn't bad. He did score a few. He scored against United with a header. He did score a few. After that, I don't know what happened.
He just
amount of
fell off. He
chances
just,
he missed. Do you remember the Arsenal game, Mel? I think it was the League Cup semi-final. How many chances
I don't know.
or
He had like
something
an
did he
open goal and
miss?
just missed it. I was like, has he done that?
So
Has everyone
many.
agreed on this though? Morata is a stinker.
Yeah,
Absolute
yeah.
stinker.
He's a modern day Fernando
Yeah,
Torres. Chelsea Torres.
Yeah. Next up, Nico Pepe.
Stinker.
Underperformed.
No. I think average.
Underperformed.
What?
This is probably going to be the one we disagree with most.
No, look, it's not even
underperformed.
me being biased. I actually think average.
So you think a £72 million
Are we-
footballer should put the performances in that he has?
He's not been performing bad though. That's the point. Like, there's no set out game that he's just been awful in. Whereas you can tell in like Fred and Mendy and Kepa, they've had standout games that they've been horrible in. Whereas Pepe's not had that one game that he's been shocking in. He's just been consistently just kind of average, in my opinion. He's not hit that barrier of just I'm comfortable in Arsenal now and I can boom. And that's currently what's going on, I think, because as soon as he starts playing, he's quality.
I would say stinker.
Shut up, no way.
No, I would. The £72 million, he has not performed to anything, and he's not like he's had one season. This is what season is this for him? Second or third?
Second.
Yeah.
Second.
This was at the end of season one. Then fair enough. First season, you have to give him a chance in England, but he's had that now, and he's not really. No.
Okay.
Maybe
Stop.
top
Your opinion.
stinker.
Your opinion.
Stinker.
Dan, what do you think?
I'd say underperformed. As Shavez said, he hasn't performed well. But as you said, he's had his moments, similar to as we argued for Kepa and for Fred and for Mendy that are all there. They haven't met their price tag, whether it's been injuries or performances.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, when they have had their chance, they've performed.
True. Nick?
I'd say average just because I know 72 mil, but I'd say when he does play, he does show the quality that he has.
Yeah.
And I'd also say the game time he gets is not, he's not getting the game time that he should. So it's hard to say that he's, it's down to him when it's partly down to the manager not playing him as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Amir, last one.
I think underperformed. I think he hasn't. The only thing I'd give him, he hasn't played as much as we hoped he would have, or you would have. But recently and in some games, he has been the star performer,
That's
like
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
Europa League. But I wouldn't think he's average. I think he hasn't played enough to be average.
I'm kind of on the barrier between average and underperform, but I'll put him underperform because you are
Like,
right. But top of underperform though.
Top of underperformed, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully for your sake, innit? So,
Pogba.
It's a hard one.
It depends on how you're doing this. If you're doing it by just bang average, but because you can't call 90 million for good value, and this isn't disrespecting him. I think he's his ability. He's the best midfielder in the world. But you can't. When you look at Pogba, you think good value.
You have awful internet. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Like, but to be fair, look, I actually agree. I think he's been an average kind of player. I mean, he's had those games where he's kind of gone bang, but then there's a few. But then that's what I'm saying. He'll be top of average. Anyone else disagree on that?
I think that's fair. He's been injured as well, hasn't he?
Shavez with the value.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good news. Amir, very quickly, Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, with Pulisic, last year when he joined, he was definitely one of our better players.
Yeah,
for sure. But this season, I think injuries and I don't know, maybe he hasn't been as impactful as we would hope. So I would think in the average.
I'd put average. I put second average though as well. I think he's been quality, as I say, quality for you. But then he's had, as you say, injuries. He's kind of just been a bit
injuries and this season for sure. I don't know if you boys would agree or disagree.
No, I agree with that. I think second place in average.
Definitely a player in there.
Yeah, I think 100%. So too. Raheem Sterling, Nick.
When I've seen him play, he's.
True. I would say top tier, because if you think about when we first bought Sterling, the fact he cost 50 mil, and now people are talking about him being worth 120.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
completely agree. Sterling's a wonder class kind of kid. That he's dinosaur run, but I actually completely agree. Top tier. He's, as you say, he's worth 50 million when he got bought. And you got the likes of like Fred, who's worth 50 million. You got Morata worth 50 mil, and he has been an outstanding kind of left winger for you. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing really wrong with him. But yeah, I completely agree. What about you?
Chavez, he's back. Chavez is back.
Aubameyang.
Oh,
what did you say?
Yeah. Put Sterling above.
Oh yeah. Everyone agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. John Stones, I'm going to throw it out there. Good value. I'm not going to put him. I'm not going to put him top tier because obviously recently he's been amazing. Because obviously when he got bought for however I think it was 60 million, he wasn't really performing to a 60 million standard. It took him a few seasons to kind of get into his way of kind of defending. That's just me. I don't know if you boys agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
shown enough quality.
Oh, you're average.
No, I would because I think apart from this season, he has not been worth the.
That's what I'm saying, though. Good value, because obviously now he's probably one of the best.
I think if he can,
I'd say
top of what?
Top good value.
Really?
I'd put behind Mahrez
for performances.
I'd put top of average.
No, but as in if there was more in there, I'd put top.
You're 3 to 1.
No, if he performs next season, he'd definitely be good value. But it's been one season.
I still think good value. I think he's been quality. He has those games where he can shine.
Yeah, trumps me, isn't it?
Yeah.
He does one.
Yeah.
Fernando Torres, I'm going to stick him there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He did well.
Above Pepe.
Yeah, okay. Above Pepe, he did a job, as I say, but he wasn't that Liverpool Fernando Torres that Chelsea wanted, was it? It wasn't that standout striker that went, look at me, I'm scoring 25, 30 goals a season, I'm quality. It was kind of like, you've got the B-Tech me now, do you know what I mean? And for me, like, yeah, he was worth 50 million at that time, but then he kind of just dropped off at Chelsea. I don't know what happened to him, but your club just finished him.
When we bought Torres, I was so gassed because that Liverpool Torres was a monster, wasn't
That's what
he?
I'm saying. The Liverpool Torres was quality. Do you see what I mean? But that's why he was worth 50 million at the time. If you put Liverpool Torres here and he cost 50 million then, top tier. Quality striker, do you know what I mean? But as I say, at Chelsea, he didn't really perform to his expected kind of Liverpool ways, did he?
No, he didn't.
I know we're talking about like Premier League club transfers, but I'd say, as the reason I said put him top one to form, he did pretty much nothing else apart from getting to a Champions League final.
Yeah.
But that's still got to be noted. That's pretty much all he did. Really.
Last one, boys. Virgil van Dijk.
That's why I said above Pepe.
Yeah, true. No, I agree with that. But the last one, Virgil van Dijk, I'm going to stick him there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Second.
To
Won the Premier League, won the Champions League.
Yeah. He is a rock to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? As you saw, like as he's torn his ACL for Liverpool, they've crumbled. You know, they've really, really, really missed him. And is he worth 72
Yeah.
million? Yes, he is. 100% yes, he is. Do you know what I mean? I think any club will pay 72 million for
He's worth
Virgil van
more.
Dijk right now.
Double
He is quality. He's just that centre back that's overall fantastic. Like, this is coming from an Arsenal fan. Come on.
Yeah.
But I could, like, honestly, like, at the start when people were saying, oh, because I remember when he was having that like meeting, he was like, oh, worth 70 million. Everyone's like, no, you're not. But then he's proved his worth. Why not? Do you know what I mean?
He's proved it. Yeah, fair enough to him.
He's proved it, and he's been absolutely fantastic for Liverpool. So for me, anyone else disagree?
No.
Oh, I
Agree.
agree.
All right.
Definitely
Got to
agree.
be there.
Yeah. All right.
Before we end,
Well, you got 30 seconds then.
the
Quick.
Easter egg. Did anyone spot the Easter egg?
No, I didn't.
Give us a hint.
No. Christian Pulisic. Look at the stadium.
It's Watford, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
It wants to be Watford.
Anyway, to everyone watching, thank you very much for watching.
That was the Easter egg.
And we'll leave it there because we've got less than a minute left of our Zoom call. But we'll leave it there. But so everyone, as I say, watching, thank you very much. And we'll catch us next week on Monday when we hopefully get every bit of football back. But for that moment, take care.